So hi everyone, in this video I am going to discuss one of the highlighted feature of Java 8, that is lambda's expressions. The first question arises in our mind, that why lambda expressions brought into Java programming? First reason for that, if you look at the earlier versions of Java, there was no support for functional programming. Now, starting with Java 8, with the help of lambda's expressions, we can achieve functional programming to a little extent but not fully. Second reason is, suppose you have an interface which has a single abstract method and you want to implement that using anonymous class and send that functionality as a argument to the method. So functionality here is very simple, adding two numbers. So we will take one example and we'll discuss further about it. The here class calculator is there and it has a interface integer math and which has a single public abstract method operate, and it has two arguments, int a int b, and there is another method of class operate binary int a int b and integer math op. So with the help of instance operate method is getting called here. Next, what I will do, I will call this operate binary method and I will send functionality as an argument to the method. Functionality is here adding two numbers and returning the sum. So first operate binary number 12, number 13. Now here I have to implement this interface using anonymous class. So new integer math semicolon, implement the method. So here a plus b and return the sum. So I will capture the return value in some variable and I will print the value sum colon. So this is about calling the operate binary method. And here the thing is, if you look at the code, anonymous class has a implementation for integer math, and the implementation is being sent as a functionality to the method. So now I will run this program. You got the result. Now if you look at this syntax of the anonymous class, more than functionality, the syntax code is bit larger. So just for a simple functionality we are writing unnecessary code. So how to avoid this one? So to avoid this, we have to use lambdas. Suppose you have a simple functionality and you want to send functionality as an argument to the method, then go for lambda's expressions. So I will replace this code with lambda's expressions. So first, if you have to look into the method of the interface, which is taking two arguments, int a int b. So same thing you have to use it here, a comma b arrow token a plus b semicolon. So if you look at the earlier code and if you compare that with the lambda's expression, it's a one line code. Earlier we have written almost 3 to 5 lines of code for just for simple functionality. So from this code you can figure out why lambda's expressions brought into Java programming. So that is the reason number 2. If I run the program, you will get the result same. So this is about why lambda's expressions brought into Java programming. So second topic is syntax of lambda expressions. Here we will discuss about how to write a lambda's expressions. So the first prototype of syntax is here. So here first one, data type, parameter 1 data type, parameter 2, and close parenthesis, arrow token, open curly braces and close curly braces. In between you have to write the functionality. And second type is parameter 1, parameter 2. So here you can find the difference between first type and second type. Here data type is not used, so we can exclude data type from the parenthesis. So you have to just mention the parameter list in the parenthesis: parameter 1, parameter 2, arrow token, open curly braces, close curly braces, and in between add the functionality. And the third type is, so here you can compare the second type and third type. Here parenthesis not used in the third type. So only if you have a single parameter, then don't use uh, parenthesis. So you can avoid it. Is optional. If you want to use, then you can use. So um, the recommended one is here, third type. So just mention the parameter name and arrow token and add the functionality. If you have a functionality only one line, then no need to mention the curly braces. So you can exclude that. If you have only one line functionality, then you can exclude the curly braces. So there is the difference between second type and third type. And here, so the fourth type is, so here I have a interface and it has a reference variable name, and the implementation is given after assignment operator. So you can do like this and send that reference as an argument to the method instead of sending a whole functionality. So just implement somewhere and take the reference variable and send that argument to the method. So we will use this prototype for writing the syntax of lambda's expressions. So first, as I said, so what I will do here is the integer math which we discussed earlier. Integer math is a interface. A reference I will take somewhere, integer math reference. Now what I will do, I have more than one parameter, then I have to use parenthesis a comma b semi arrow token a plus b. So what I will do, I will call this method operate binary number 12, number 13 and reference. This is even more readable if you compare this code with the earlier discussion. So I will print the value of some. So run this application. Yes, so you can use like this, or if you directly if you don't want to add extra line in the code, then directly what you can do, just a comma b, a plus b. So even though we did not mention return here, but implicitly it will be added, so don't need to add return keyword in the lambda expression if you have only one line of code. Suppose I have more than one line of code, then I have to use curly braces, then a plus b. Yeah, so which we discussed earlier. You can mention data type, or you can even exclude the data type int b. This is also valid syntax for lambda expressions. So now suppose you have a single argument method, then how to use a lambda expression. Now I have a check empty interface here. So what I will do, check empty is empty, then so s token is empty. So I did not use parenthesis here because it's a single parameter lambda expression and we don't need to mention it. So if you have more than one line of code, then write inside the curly braces and execute it. So this is about syntax of lambda's expressions. The third topic is ideal use case for lambda expressions. In this topic we are going to discuss when to use the lambda expressions. So we will discuss with the help of example. So I have a I have social networking application which has a members. I have to search some members based on some criteria. So that criteria I have to send as a functionality to the argument. So what I will do, I will call, I have a method this print persons which matches such criteria. So I will call this method here, and what I will do, I will get the list of members in that application, and check I will change this code to original check person tester. So here for this interface I have to send implementation. So for that I have to use anonymous class to implement this interface. New check anonymous class. This is anonymous class. Here I will write the functionality is gender of that member is male, person, sex, male. Now, and person age should be greater than to 18, and person age should be less than 25. So this is the functionality which I am sending as an argument to the method. If I run this, I will get the result. Yeah, only one member matches this criteria. Now, so if you look at this code, there is a lot of unnecessary code involved in this functionality. If you look at the anonymous class syntax, it's unnecessary. It has it covered more lines of code than the functionality. So what I will do, I will replace this anonymous class and I will use lambda's expressions. So lambdas can be used for a simple functionalities, like suppose you have an interface which has a single abstract method. There you can make use of lambdas. So that's it. So this is pretty much simple, and it's a one line code. So if you compare this code with the earlier, it's pretty much clear and very easy to understand. Now what I will do, I will call this method and I will get the same result. Yeah, so only one member matching this criteria. So I have used check person here, so which has a test method and has one argument, person. So there is a generic interface in Java 8 in package Java util functions. So there are generic functional interfaces are present, so you can make use of those interfaces for your purpose. uh, Predicate is the one which takes person type tester. So that's it. So it has it that same interface also has test method. If I run this program, I will get same result. So there are so many functional interfaces, so wherever possible you can use those generic interface. So instead of defining your own interface, so there is some you know uh, generic functionality where you can use these interfaces. So this is about ideal use case of lambda as expressions. The fourth topic is accessing local variables of the enclosing scope. So we will discuss in this topic about the scope of the lambda's expressions, how lambda access local variables, and what is the scope for lambda expressions. So we'll take one example and we'll discuss about scope. So I have a class lambda scope test. So here you can have a look. So I have a member, class member named as X, and which has a value 0, and I have another class member which is a inner class. So the first level is a inner class, and which is also having same uh, a member variable named as X. So both the here also the name is same, and here for inner class member the name is same, but the value which is initialized for both the variables has different, here 0 and here 1. So the class scope is you know class scope starts from open curly braces and close curly braces, and here inner class scope for variables starts from open curly braces and close curly braces. Now the method of the class also has a parameter named X. So here the parameter value is same as the member variable of the inner class and outer class. So here the scope of this variable, local variable, will be from the open parenthesis to close parenthesis. Now we have seen each and every member of the class. Suppose this is in the class has its own scope, and it it this method also has its own scope. So now if I try to do same with the uh, same with in the lambda expression, this is lambda expression. So if I try to declare a new scope for this variable, then it won't allow me to do it. So it will tell local variable X cannot declare another local variable defined in an enclosing scope. So the scope is here, lambdas do not have shadowing issues. So the shadowing issue is here, which I explained, like each member of the class has its own scope. So you, even though the instance member here named X, which is defined once again in the inner class, and here the method also defined its own you know uh, variable named as X. So same thing we cannot do with the lambda expressions. So lambda expression, it does not support shadowing issue. And one more is lambda's expressions are lexical scoped. It means it lambda expression does not inherit supertype, or it you know allows to add a new scope into the uh, new scope for the variables. So new scope for the variables means if I try to declare and initialize variable X. So if I try to declare try to declare any x here. It's not possible, which I said earlier. So this is about accessing local variables within the scope for lambda's expressions. The last topic is target types and method arguments. So target types means a method which expect a certain data type is called target types. So we will discuss with an example. Suppose you know uh, suppose here here is a method. This method has two arguments. So one is a list, another is a predicate functional interface. So this method always expect predicate as a second argument and list as a first argument. So this is target type. This is a target. So whenever a method, this method is called from somewhere. Suppose I am calling this method from the main method. Now whenever I am going to send a functionality as an argument, then I should always have to remember that what is the target type. So target type is the predicate of person. So in the same manner I have to implement that using lambda's expression. So if you try to send some other type of data lambda expression which does not matches the target type, then the compiler will throw error. So this is about target types. And method argument, suppose this is one class and it has two this invoke which is overloaded actually, and it has a runnable R, callable C. So runnable interface is defined here, and it has a run method which does not return any value, and callable interface which has a call method which returns some value. Now so these two interfaces used as an argument here for overloaded invoke method, so callable and runnable. Now here instance of the method argument for lambda class is created. This is the object lambda. Now how the Java compiler will determine what type of argument. So method the it has overloaded method, so it should recognize based on the argument the functionality sent as an argument. Based on that the compiler should determine. So here from this lambda expression we can determine. So this lambda is returning some value. So here in this method which argument interface is returning value. So the callable has a call method and which is returning value. So this lambda expression also returning value. So based on this it will figure out which method it has to invoke. So this method eventually invoked and executed. I haven't printed the value. Let me print the value. Yes. Yeah, done. So it is returning the value done. That's why this method getting called. So if I change it to sysout. Just run method invoke, remove this. From this expression itself it will determine. See, it is even though it is not returning any value, and try to, if you try to capture return value, then it will throw a compile time error. So it already determined which method it needs to call. If I run this, run method invoke, this is lambda expression which is going, and it will invoke this method. So this is about method argument for lambdas. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like, please hit the like button and give a feedback. Thank you very much.